Yo, what's good, everyone? You're joining me as I'm playing a show match in a big Japanese tournament that they just had, pitting all the best Japanese players against each other. And here we are afterwards. There's a bit of a Japanese show match where I'm taking on the winner of the tournament, whose name is in Japanese, so I'm not sure quite what they're called. But let's see here. We've got a bit of Thailand going on. Take these off on the first round here. Not really sure. It should be somewhere north, so I'm probably just going to go up here. And let's see where it is. Okay, we have to wait all the time anyway. So yeah, because there's people spectating. They haven't added the spectator feature yet, which is pretty funny. Anyway, he goes down south for the first round, so it's already good damage on round number 1 there. We'll take it. Okay, round number 2. I saw this guy playing have some really nice guesses so far, so yeah, it doesn't really like the first guess may not be a good representation of what we're up against here. Some really good 5Ks and stuff. We've got the red car here, which is for Victoria, but we already had Victoria bus stop here. So we'll see. Opponents crying here. It is a relatively difficult round. I think it's actually a Bendigo City Council logo, because I used to live there. It should be nearby, surely. And it was indeed Bendigo. So opponent goes Adelaide there, missing the pole perhaps. And yeah, we get a nice guess there as well. Okay, let's see what's going on the next round here. Yellow road lines, could it be Brazil? I think so. Yeah, it looks quite Brazilian here. We've got the phone code, do we? No, not really. What about these place names, though? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I bet there's something here to use, to be honest. It feels quite southern with these pine trees, that's for sure. I'm really surprised no phone code here, to be honest. Anything else? Not really, right? So, in that case, then I would say we just go for these places. Like, dude, they're really familiar place names, but I guess you just kind of have to go around here, right? Yeah, not really sure. I'll just click here or something like that, and oh wow, I actually just plonked the right area. That's actually crazy. So 82 points of damage there. Pretty happy with that, I guess. Maybe I subconsciously knew some of those place names. I don't think so. I think we just accidentally plonked super close in Brazil. Anyway, this one here gonna be like somewhere in Romania, and I would say northwest, just because of the roofs and everything looking quite Hungarian here. So we'll go straight for it here. I like that quite a bit, unless it was Hungary, but yeah, round poles would be much more Romanian, and I think this pole top is also a Romanian pole top, so we'll see where our opponent goes here, but I'm feeling pretty good about the region regardless. And okay, it was just all the way west there. Yeah, Hungarian border, makes perfect sense. Opponent goes for a decent guess here, but we're still on flawless pace here, which would obviously be nice. It's a best of 3, by the way. Okay, next one here. We have Vermont, number 100. I think we'll just plonk it here. Get the round over and done with. Where's the number 100, I wonder? Is it findable? Yeah, here's the number 100. So, presumably, I mean, it runs quite a fair way, so we'll see where it actually is. But I reckon our opponent probably found the 5K, because this is pretty 5K-able. I don't know. I just don't have the brain power this late at night. That opponent does indeed 5K, so no flawless game, but obviously it's only 186 points there, so it's pretty reasonable. Next one here. Okay, it's Senegal, not one of my strongest countries, to be fair. How sandy is it? Relatively sandy. I would say this is actually north of... I'd say this is just somewhere here. It's fine. We'll find out soon enough. So... yeah, it's interesting to, like, I'm very interested in those kind of insular communities outside of the Western community, or the English-speaking community, because, you know, the French, the Poles, the Japanese, they're all relatively, like, big communities that don't interact too much with, the English-speaking community, so, yeah, it's always fascinating to see. Anyway, next one here, Cambodia or Thailand. Is that the, Thai border there, maybe? No, I wouldn't say so. This should be Thailand, actually. You know, we're driving right. Okay, it is to Cambodia then. And that then could be, but that's southern mountains. Why is it so dry? I don't know. Are we actually close to the capital? I wouldn't have thought so. I thought it looked like Thailand anyway, so I would guess it was just kind of like something like around here or something like that. I don't know what the South Mountains are, but we'll see here. I mean, clicking middle is never kind of a bad idea for someone who's bad at Cambodia like I am. But we should be driving right here, so we pretty much have to have the right country, unless it was like somehow Sri Lanka, which is not. Anyway, opponent gets a really nice guess there, so bit of a comeback from blue here. I'm glad our Japanese friend is able to make this a bit more of a fight. Anyway, next one here, it should be Thailand again. We've had plenty of Thailand. This one should be Phuket though, I'd imagine, just with these, yeah, with these mountains. Surely it is. I guess further north is possible still. But yeah, I think you pretty much have to go south here. So let's go Krabi. I think Krabi's like around where most of these epic mountains are, anywhere from Krabi to Phuket. Could still be other places as well, but that's definitely where I'd be tempted to guess. And we'll see soon enough where our opponent goes as well. So yeah, anything else to say here? Not really too much, but these mountains do go down into Malaysia a little bit, so it's kind of interesting. You do get some around Kedah, Perak, that kind of area, Perlis as well. Okay, next one here is Russia, so our opponent could just win off the bat here. Let's see what we got. Okay, do we see anything useful here? So antenna, short. This feels southern, doesn't it? Or at least decently southern. We got like kind of oakish looking trees here, so definitely should be south somewhere. And yeah, I think 900s is, yeah, anyway, not useful. What do we have here? Some pole paint. Yeah, it's just standard pole paint, though. I don't think it's anything too useful here. Oblast flag, probably, I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to actually see anything here. Yeah, I think this is like a small enough town that I wouldn't know, even if I found the place name, I think. So I guess we should just go for the guess here. And I would guess just kind of. So the question is it like more so over here, or is it more so down here? I would probably go for the latter. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'll just go for that. We have chimneys on the roofs. It definitely gets cold here to some extent, but I don't know. Maybe this scene in the background is to the south, so I kind of like it, but it can just be this stuff here. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, a good hedge could just knock us out here. We'll see what ends up being. And okay, well, it's just Moscow there. So that is actually going to be knockout damage or very close to. Yeah, it is. So GG there to our opponent. I mean, yeah, we had the early lead. That's just the way the multis go sometimes. And yeah, hilly like that west of Moscow certainly makes sense. I don't know, just a bad guess from me, I guess. Yeah, okay, so let's just see how long it takes to get into the next game here. And I'll just make chat for the meantime. So, yeah, it's been cool. So if you weren't aware, there's like a guy called Osaka in the Japanese community, and he was doing videos, using my videos with like subtitles and stuff, and uploading those, and they actually had relatively good success. And then he started doing it for like Jake Lyons and ICP as well. So it's pretty cool. And definitely mess with the videos. Let's see if we actually got anything here. Seems like nothing's the matter. So yeah. Yeah, so I actually did have some like interaction with the Japanese community so far. Played some duels against some of the best Japanese players. Daig O, he's like the biggest Japanese YouTuber. Added a lot, actually verified as well, which is pretty cool. And yeah, let's get into the next one here. But yeah, pretty cool community. I like the Japanese, and obviously I'm going over there soon, so maybe I'll get to meet some of them at some point. This is going to be Kenya. Do we see anything useful here on the car? Not really. Should be Nairobi kind of stuff. We don't have any, yeah, we don't actually have any snorkel here, so maybe it is a bit further west. I guess you do kind of go a bit further west here, maybe just like past Nakuru or something like that, just kind of in between here. We'll see. Could just be Nairobi as well, but I guess like the car meta would say it should be further west here, so we'll see. Yeah, anything else to say? Yeah, the snorkel can be mostly out here, but then also there's like a bunch like on some of these roads with no snorkel as well. And okay, well, it's out there indeed, so not a bad start there. Gonna be negligible points here, which is why I pretty much guessed quickly on these early rounds, and also can be a good idea just in general, I think. Next one here kind of gives me like a Shikoku vibe or something like that. I think I would just go straight for it here. And let's see if we can actually find Japan on the map. Still something I struggle with for some reason. Let's just go like that. Ehime could certainly be it. But anywhere from like, I don't know, anywhere from like Nagoya, this kind of stuff here, down to Kyushu as well. I feel like with these trees is best. In fact, it can be north of Tokyo as well. But I wouldn't say it's north of Fukushima here, I think. Okay, it was actually just in Fukui there, or Gifu, or whatever, yep. So 800 points damage there. I mean, yeah, not really too much I can do there. Haven't studied Japan to the extent that I would need to get a good guess there. I mean, next one here is South Africa, is it? Town centre. Okay, it's actually New Zealand. In which case, I would think it was like somewhere here. So let's just see the place name again here. I mean, I should probably go quickly, but what does this say? No, Glacier. Yeah, if it's Glacier stuff, then somewhere here. Franz Joseph has glacier stuff nearby, I think. So, yeah, I think this guess is good. Maybe even further south here, but yeah, should be New Zealand indeed. And our opponent should get New Zealand. Like, we have enough ferns to make it pretty obviously New Zealand, but where is a bit tougher. And yeah, we basically 5k'd there. That's pretty nice. I think if I haven't had that location before, I've definitely seen similar stuff before. So that's nice. We get kind of that damage back that we lost on the first one. This is Turkey, not really a country I have a massive advantage in, I would say. Unless it's actually not Turkey. It's Peru, is it? Yeah, it's Peru, okay. In which case, where do we go? I think it's more south, but I'd probably just click Lima here, to be honest with you. Do we see anything here? A lot of yellow poles, which I don't really recognize. It's super dry. Yeah. I mean, it kind of gives me a bit of a Bolivian vibe, but I really can't, like, comment on it too much more than that. What about the valley's kind of east-west here, which is, I mean, kind of north-south here, which is interesting. Could we be further south indeed, or further north? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just go for that here. I mean, obviously the country's obvious, but I don't think I can figure out beyond that where it would be. Do we see anything here? Yeah, no. I mean, like, I did know some pole like, marking stuff in Peru, but nothing too useful for around like this, I think. Anyway, it was just nearby there, so we both get decent guesses there. Just guessing Lima's a pretty good idea. And it's only 2 points of damage there, so we're very equidistant. Next one here is double damage in Botswana, I want to say, is it? Or is it UAE? More UAE, I guess, yeah. And so I guess we just go fast here. Should be somewhere around here. Just click in the middle of in the middle of Oman there. Sounds fun, doesn't it? This could actually be further north towards Ras, but it doesn't. We seem to have mountains all sides mostly, so yeah, I think my guess is actually better. Anyway, we'll see what this ends up being. And okay, it was indeed there, so that's a fine guess from us. Opponent's guess is also good. Kind of makes sense with like kind of less hills west there, or at least smaller ones. So yeah, okay, this is some trekker on a bridge. This is no good for us, I think. See what we got. Is it New Zealand again, or is it Asia? I mean, we have big ferns, so I think I would be tempted to go New Zealand. Okay, what about this stuff over here? We're like in some zoo or something like that here, I feel. So I'm not really sure what's best. Do we go New Zealand, or is it somehow Asia, actually? Huge ferns. Where else would you see, like, these kind of ones? You can see it in Australia, but I don't think we're there. I think I'll just click middle of North Island here. I don't have a better idea, so I'm hoping he didn't work anything out here. I mean, sun is more so south, but yeah, it's more so just east, actually, so it's not really usable. And then beyond that, I don't see any trees that I hate for New Zealand, but I also don't necessarily love the guess. It's just the best thing I can think of here. And it was indeed on the North Island of New Zealand there, big ferns, give it away. And so that is GG. So that's actually not it, because obviously best of 3. So we have to go again here, and we'll see what happens on the next one. Was a good game. And yeah, so definitely opponent still, like, quite strong, lots of good guesses. Just I can feel like a little bit less experienced than I am, but you know, like definitely in terms of like Western pros or whatever, definitely would hold up with the competition, like in a rainbow tournament or something, I'm sure. Yeah, so just waiting for the next one to come through here. Let's see what happens. And yeah, I mean, I guess, like, I don't know, this will probably go on my second channel, just unedited, so if you're just watching and chilling with me, like, who would you like to see me collab with, like, on a serious note, like people I could, like, hit up, have a relatively good chance of actually getting a video with, that wouldn't be too much effort, that, yeah, I don't know, because I did think of Jock Sucks at Geography. I've always liked the dude, and we could certainly do a good video together, I'm sure, if I had a good concept in mind. But yeah, let's see here. Just going a little bit more slowly here. Anything to say in the chat? Nothing much, I think. We're just waiting on someone here. Okay, here we go for the final game then. So, back in Akapa. Akapa is in, yeah, Jordan, and there's Amman as well. So Akapa is down here somewhere, I believe. Akapa is there. And so if they're both the same direction, then we basically have to be max south, right? Yeah, I guess we just go there and call it a day. And no doubt our opponent, who's pretty good at scanning, will find this as well. We're on the 80 and the 15. I mean, I think we may have accidentally just clicked it, right? It's probably like around here or on that interchange or somewhere nearby. presumably. Yeah, indeed it was. So that's fine. Obviously, only going to be a matter of 25 points here. Yeah. So, next round here, what do we got going on? This is Thailand again, I believe. What does it actually say on the sign, though? Nigeri. Oh, interesting. Could be Negeri Sembilan then, but actually looks more like Indonesia, doesn't it? Yeah. Grey car as well. I think grey car is quite common in Sumatra. I'm thinking of Sumatra here anyway. What about the roofs and everything? Certainly could fit. But this looks more like a Sulawesi fence, actually. But then Greycar Sulawesi, I don't know how common that is, and the pole top as well. Interesting, interesting. That pole top, oh, that is a Sulawesi pole top, I think. Interesting here. So let's just get in here, and I guess we'll just guess, like, what would this be? Sula. Yeah, I feel like, kind of, let's go like there, I think. So, yeah, I think what I spied through the trees over here was where, can I explain this? So like a little bit of a long strip underneath here. So I may have gone elsewhere otherwise, but I think that should indeed be the one I'm thinking of. And it was just South Sumatra there anyway. So a bit too far away to tell apparently. But fortunately our opponent doesn't get particularly close. I mean, that was my initial vibe, but the fence looked relatively Sula, but the grey car should be more of a Sumatra thing, I think. At least off the top of my head. Here we have a white car, short antenna. We're in Hong Kong National Geopark. So I actually thought this was Israel at first, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I like the short antenna in Asia. You occasionally see it in Hong Kong, and in Singapore. I don't think you'd see it elsewhere. But then also you do see it in Israel as well. So that's kind of what I thought was going on here. But this is just some very rare car meta to see these days, I feel. Let's see where it actually was there. Okay, it was just over in this national park over here. So yeah, I feel like that's like one of the biggest ones in Hong Kong, basically. Yeah, seems to be. There's some pretty cool trekker there as well. Next one here, we should be somewhere in Alberta with the bollards. Let's see if we can actually get a vibe here. What does this say? Hemp country. Interesting. What does that say? Rockies? Yeah, so we should be not too far from the Rockies there. And yeah, don't really see too much beyond that. So it's hilly here. It kind of gives me further north with this many trees, right? So thinking of kind of just like this stuff over here maybe. But yeah, I mean, it could be up to Grand Prairie even. I mean, do we actually see any proper mountains here, like to our west or anything? Not really. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about that for that reason. Like, maybe this is like one. I don't know. I might just go like here or something. I don't actually know. But like, it should be like relatively hilly, which is. I feel like up here is a bit drier as well. You can see that on the map. I feel like yeah, I don't know. It's fine. We're not going to lose here, so it's a-okay. But it's interesting. Is that the 45 highway? I have no idea. I did not see that at all. But seems like it might actually be up there because I see 43. Okay, it was north of Edmond instead. That makes sense with more trees. But also, like, we're very far from the Rockies at that point, so it's also kind of interesting. Double damage now in Hawaii, maybe? Kind of looks Hawaiian. Okay, it's actually going to be US Virgin Islands, I believe. I mean, not USVI, but American Samoa. So let's just go in here and get there. So Samoa's there, American Samoa is nearby. Guess we'll just go here. I don't really know. It could be this one as well. I forget what the difference between... Oh, no, this one. I forget what the difference between them is, but I'm just going for the bigger island here. Because it seems more likely, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, this looks like Hawaii until you remember that some of those other American islands are possible. I tell you something. If all the islands in the Pacific were available, goodness me, that would be a very tough time to learn, especially, and I mean especially if there was no... like Google Comment or something. That would actually be crazy. Anyway, next one here, 2.5 times damage in where? It's actually looking like a Mexican pole top here. Quite a few bigger cacti, but it doesn't give me an all the way north vibe here. I think I would just kind of slam it in like around Zacatecas or something like that here. I feel like that's the kind of vibe I get. Could be wrong. Happy to be wrong. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is further north. I don't really know on rounds like this, but one thing I noticed for like this middle stuff is like there's a lot of like kind of like rolling landscape rather than like super mountainous. So we'll see. And it was indeed all further south there. In which state was that? Because I'm trying to learn these states. Jalisco there. I was actually... I didn't realize Jalisco is so big, but there you go. Okay, next one here, going to be Korea. Fairly standard stuff here, I think. Yeah, so what do you think about this kind of stuff? I wonder, it could be like East Coast, because South is pretty flat there. I don't know, but at the same time, maybe just Southwest also works best here. I don't know. Might just try. Let's think here, actually. He's put us into bat. Is there anything better than just clicking middle here? I'm not sure if there's anything better than just clicking middle. I think I would just click middle instead. We'll find out whether that was a good move or not. And it was just Southwest instead. That's okay. It is what it is on Korea. Yeah, I don't really like, because the thing is I try and do what I think and then it ends up being wrong. But there is a lot of agriculture Southwest, so if I was explaining anything, that would be it. Okay, this is going to be very flat Albania here. We should just go call it a day. Like here, very flat Albania. You just click there and like near the middle of the country, and you should be good basically, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so yeah, I do wish that there was no spectators, or like that either everyone didn't have to be on a team, so they could be spectators, so that we can actually get through these rounds where we both know where it is more easily. But we were just in Valora there, or nearby. What is actually there? No, Veloz. Oh yeah, it was there. Spain here. Like red outer thing on the sign. Let's see if we're right about that. Yeah. So we have no antenna, which is more of a north thing. Landscape I would have associated more with south, so I might click middle. It is like very... Oh, there's phone code there. I don't know them. So I guess we should just get in here. Nothing on there. Yeah. Yeah, do I actually want to go here, which is where... Like, Aragon has most of the no antenna. I might even try it, to be honest. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let's give it a go. Let's have some fun here. It's probably like just south of Madrid in this kind of area here, but I would want to test out the theory that no antennas often up here. So that's why I'm going to do it. Nothing like trying out a new meta in the middle of a tournament, right? Let's see where it actually is. Okay, it was actually fairly north there, not too far from Aragon, indeed. And we are slightly closer there, which is nice. Right on the coast though, which I must say I didn't expect. Next one here, round number 10 in Thailand, and those are normal, I believe. Yep. In which case, we should be fairly east here, just like the plantation and the trees definitely giving me that kind of vibe. I think we can just go, because this just feels like this. This just feels kind of like that. It could just be the capital. It could just be further north. It could be even further east, but I feel like this guess is just fine. It pretty much encaptures most of what you could expect to see on a round like this. Let's see where it actually was here, and it was indeed quite north there. Thailand has been a bit of a struggle for our opponent, and indeed that will be GG there. Unfortunate because the multis got really high, so any last guess would be kind of happening like that. But there you go. It was nice to take the victory. Obviously, just one bad guess cost us the last game, but then again, it's kind of the same for this one because he lost 6,000 health, so we could have easily done the same thing. But guys, thanks for watching. Shoutouts to the Japanese community for holding this tournament, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Sorry guys, till next time, goodbye.